we are going to celebrate this incredible woman with this incredible book. So this is her official book launch. And we just love that we have book launches as part of our summit series. Oh my gosh, Kira. Okay, you win. Like you win. Like check out that. She's got her hat. She's got her. I mean, I absolutely love that. So let's do reactions, or if you have a hat or a boa anywhere near soon, then please put it on. But we're here to celebrate. Oh my gosh, yay, look at this. Lynn, look at you. Okay, look at you people who are ready to partay. I love it. I absolutely love it. So Grace is an incredible woman. You want to talk about embodying your name. She is incredibly gracious. She's giving, she's fair, she's kind. And I'll tell you, I think it was a surprise. Oh my gosh, look at the hat that you've got on there. Like look at the aloha. Okay. She won this year's for 262 when we did our awards. There's 3 awards that we do: collaboration, solidarity, and we did sass, right? And Grace won the sass. You may not know Grace's sassy side, but when she sent a deck of cards that she made me, and on the I was like, I didn't put it together. I was like, you did these? Because she can tell you about those. But it was very sassy. It was very sassy. I was like, oh my goodness. And then the team on their own accord said, this woman's sassy. So I hope both of your sides show up today. But first of all, we just want to congratulate you. We appreciate you. We thank you so much. You are such a big supporter of all the women here, in and outside of our community. And we're here to celebrate you. The book is called Pearl of Grace, The Path to Find Your Voice and Inner Worth. I love that, inner worth. Grace C.W. Liu. So let's do a big reactions and emotions. And Grace, I'm going to bring you on the stage to have a bit of a conversation. But first of all, welcome and congratulations.
Well, thank you so much, Deb. And I hope to bring some sass today.
I have no doubt. I have no doubt. Maybe you want to turn your volume up just a little bit. Maybe it's me. Maybe I've been screaming all day. Who knows, right? Oh gosh. Oh gosh. So let's talk about this. You do a lot around this whole philosophy from quiet to confident. Can you tell us about the book, how it came about? Talk about the book. Talk about the book. What made you decide to do it?
Well, I grew up in a traditional Chinese family where girls are to be seen and not heard. And silence meant respect. So I had to keep quiet. And I'm not a quiet person, nor am I a shy person, but I was taught. I was taught that to be quiet. I was taught to be shy. And so over time, years of just suppressing and not saying anything and going out into the real world, I was overlooked. I couldn't, I didn't know what to say or how to say things. And so that quietness, that shyness, the not speaking up, all of that, it cost big. It cost opportunities. It cost not going out for that promotion. It cost me not going out and doing, something else, so I wanted to just help women to be able to find their voice, to reclaim their truth, and to be able to speak with confidence, clarity, grace, and a dash of playful sass, because I know it's all in you, it's in all of us. And I just wanted to break that barrier of, of what we have been taught. Because if I can be really vulnerable, we all are vulnerable. Here's a safe space. Some of you may know, I've actually lost my beloved husband, Norman, 4 weeks ago. So it's still very raw, obviously. And it was one of those moments that I had an argument with Norman shortly after his mother had passed. And I learned how to use words as daggers, darts, and fire. And I learned it from my mother and from my grandmother. And It was just generational of just because if you don't know your worth and you don't speak your truth, you suppress it. And then those words, the communication becomes lethal weapons. And so it was because of what I had said to my husband during one of those arguments, and I can't even remember what the argument was. He did something that stopped me cold, where my blood literally drained from me. And I was like, wow, if I don't stop doing what I'm doing, we're not going to be together. And luckily, I had the awareness to stop and say, you know, there's energy in everything. And so there's energy in communication. And so there's energy in words that we say. And Carol brought that up. And so many of the other speakers today brought that up. So true. So, so true. So I am just so glad that I was able to do the work so that I could reclaim my energy, reclaim my worth, so that I could learn to communicate and speak in a better way, in a more compassionate and loving way, so that I could have that connection and the relationships. Because that's what communication is all about, is having the connection and the relationships. And that is why I wrote The Pearl of Grace.
Wow, that's so beautiful. Thank you for sharing from your heart. And as you know, your 262 family is very aware of of what's going on right now, and we're here for you. And we are in awe of you being here with us today. And you know what I heard is doing the work. Like, you had that epiphany. Many times we have things that we see outside of ourselves. If we can stand outside of ourselves and take a look, Carol talked about that earlier, about not comparing and not judging, and go, wow, there's just an area that I need to work on. Being able to trail it back, to like what, Christine was talking about. Some of the things that go on in our life are not from today or yesterday. They're from many years before that. And being able to say to ourselves, let's do the work. And, I've watched you for a long time. And it makes my heart full when I see what you've done and how you've come on and how you are rocking this particular sector in ways that I don't think anyone really can understand until they're so much in need. I wanted to ask you, if someone was to grab and read only one chapter, how we kind of grab books, what chapter are we all going to go to first? Now, I'm a front to back person. But there is the times where I'm like, what do I need to read? What would you say? Or read some of what you want to share with us, whatever you want to do, hon.
I'm going to say, because of this year, particularly the roller coaster, launching my book, dealing with my husband's terminal illness, to seeing him pass peacefully away at home. I have to say the chapter that really resonates with me is the chapter that I wrote on gratitude. Because the people that I've met, the coaches, the friendships, everyone, I'm just grateful for everything that has been coming to me, because it's helped me to grow. But I'm also grateful for everyone that's come into my life. I'm grateful that I met my husband, Norman, and he was part of my life. And I'm grateful for all the ladies that I've met that have been so supportive of me during this time, and also just supporting me with my book launch and celebrating me, and then also being there to comfort me through my loss. I mean, everyone has just been so wonderful. And I've always leaned into gratitude, but this year more so, because if it wasn't for gratitude, I don't think I could be moving forward. And it's just because of being in the place of gratitude. It just shows, like, no matter how hard things can get, if you have that gratitude, you can move forward. You can see a way of getting through the challenges. and also add a little playfulness as well, because I'll have to share this story. Because Norman was ill and everything, he couldn't take care of his medications. And using our humor as part of it, we were just grateful, like, well, then you know what, Norman, I've always wanted to be a thug. So now I can say, hey, I'm your personal drug dealer. So he even gave me a code name. All right, Nightshade, it's time for my drugs.
Oh my gosh, that is awesome. I'm telling you, she has a real sass. She has a real sass. Taking it back to the book a little bit, and thank you for your transparency, and thank you again for being here and sharing. When you talk about finding your voice and your inner worth, obviously, if those resonate to you, this is the book that you need to grab. Or if you know someone that is not playing full on, not stepping into their worth, those kind of things, maybe define for us really what you mean about inner worth. When you were first talking, I really could feel, if you can't stand up for yourself, if you can't ask for yourself, if you can't go to that promotion, if things are holding you back, the cost to that. But maybe talk a little bit about inner worth.
Well, I'm sure all of you have gone through trauma. And sometimes your parents may have said things to you or did things that made you feel worthless. And that's what happened to me. It's an Asian culture thing, tiger mom. They want you to be perfect, but they do it in a very hurtful way. So I was told many times, you're useless, you're dumb, you're stupid. Why can't you be like your cousin and be an honor student? All this other stuff. So you can imagine that your worth starts to diminish. However, that worth is not from other people. It's actually from within yourself. And everybody always kept saying, you're good enough, you're good enough. And I didn't understand what that meant. Like, what do you mean I'm good enough? I've been told so many years I was never good enough, that I was worthless, useless, dumb, all this other stuff, right? So what do you mean I'm good enough? Well, I had to go through, you talk about shadow work, you talk about inner child work, you talk about mindset, you talk about all the energy work. I did it, did it all, been there, everything. And then it was just like, oh, there's that little pearl in me. And that's where I got the pearl of grace, because that's there's a brilliance of just being there, the light in my heart. So it was just like, oh, well, then we all have that pearl of grace. And I love how Carol even mentioned pearl. I was like, wait, oh my God, that's such synchronicity. She's talking about pearl.
I know.
That is just like what I was talking about. It's like that pearl of grace, that pearl in all of us, that we have that value, that worth and brilliance. And you don't even have to prove anything, show anything. It just is. And so a lot of times we dim that value, we dim that pearl in ourselves because of rejection or what we've been told. And so we have the self-doubt, or because of the fear, all of that. But we don't need to dim it. We don't. So that's why it's just like that pearl is so, it's to shine it, because you know what? You matter and your voice matters. And I finally found my pearl, and I was just like, I matter, my voice matters. And I want every single woman who ever has been told that they're worthless, useless, dumb, whatever it is, that they find their pearl and know that they matter, their voice matters, and it's time for them to speak their truth, be heard with confidence, with courage, clarity, grace, and like I said, I just love this, a bit of sass.
A bit of sass. Okay, so I'm going to tell you, because I found that in chapter 5. speak with worth, confidence, vulnerability, and the power of self-compassion. And I absolutely love that. And thank you for sharing and being so vulnerable with us today, because even there's people that have experienced those feelings that may not have heard the words. They had different words that didn't make them feel worthy, right? You were told this, this, and this, but other people, it's because we heard it earlier, the interpretation of someone else's actions we took as us, right? And so I think always there's something about keeping your self-worth bucket high and being around people that think like that, vibrate like that. How much conversation have we had about energy, right? Just sitting in a room with someone like you, Grace, allows people to rise. Do you know what I mean? When someone really embodies or holds that, I mean, enough to write a freaking book about it, right? Enough to write a book about it. And I'm going to say it's so gorgeous. A friend of mine bought it. I sent you the picture, right? She goes, I just bought that book you posted about. She goes, it's freaking gorgeous. So she sent me a picture of it. I'm like, read it. She's like, yeah, but it's so pretty. So that's awesome and fantastic. Look, I see that Lynn is in the room. Lynn Whitbeck, and I hope I pronounced that correctly. Desi, if you can unmute Lynn, I know that she is a fan of Grace as well. Lynn, share anything that you like to share about the book or Grace or the scoop or anything you want. You got the mic.
Okay. Well, I mean, I've known Grace for several years, and as she's been on this journey to write the book, and my heart goes out to what you've experienced, Grace. Sorry. But for me, the book, what it really spoke to was how many people, specifically women, we go through muzzling ourselves. We don't speak up, and we don't ask for what we want. I'm a sales consultant, and I see this all the time, that women undercharge for their work. They don't ask for the sale. They don't like sales. They feel uncomfortable. And yet they're missing the whole point that this allows them to help and serve others and pass on their knowledge and their gifts for this person so they can grow and help other people. So it's the book for me really brought home that communication and how important it is, and how important your own vision of and view of your self-worth matters, because it not only holds you back in your own business or in your career, but it holds you back in your relationships because you don't speak up. And if anybody's ever read, men are from Mars and women are from Venus or whatever, it's like, your friends, your family, they're not going to be able to read your mind. And so one of the really brilliant things about this book is it's how to speak up with grace, in an effective way that's still loving, that's still kind, and yet firm, and really speaks to how women can reposition their voice, because our voices matter. They matter a lot. And we're going to have so much more fulfillment in our life, in our business, in our careers, when we speak up and we say what we want and we stop talking and let someone else then fill the, so we say what we want and what we expect, and don't settle for anything less. So bravo, Grace. I think your book is a gift to every woman who's ever second guessed her voice and her value.
Oh my God. Yay. Oh my
Thank you, Lynn. Thank you.
Is Rosie here? Hi, Rosie. There we go. Okay, we're gonna get. There we go. You're unmuted.
Hello.
Have the stage, my friend. It's nice to meet you.
Yeah, you too. I'm so happy to be here for the amazing Grace. And I've had the privilege of working with Grace in a business relationship. And as you're talking, Grace, it's like, you're all about communication. And one of the things I love most about you is I want to clone you to be every client because of your communication with what you want. And it's just so easy to work with you. So your communication and your gratitude, because it doesn't matter what you send her, or if there's like a little mistake, she's still like, thank you. She's just so appreciative of every single moment. And it's just a beautiful example of someone that lives what she's, walks her talk. And like your book being like just the little tiny snippets of what people can do, those little practical steps. So it's not like you have to be overwhelmed and change overnight. It's that you've given everyone like those little beautiful golden nuggets of, how to just show up with confidence and with grace. So thanks for, I'm all about people putting their gift into the world, and you really are like the embodiment of that. So congratulations.
Thank you, Rosie.
Oh my goodness. Is there anyone else before I give the floor back to Grace that would like to say anything? Just put a little note or a little emotion or reaction, and so that we can unmute you. Roberta, okay, so Erica, okay, so Desi and then Roberta. Perfect. Desi, can you please unmute? I hope I'm saying it right. Arica, it's beautiful. So Desi will, there you go.
Hi.
Hi.
It's just Erica. It's just spelled a different way, but
Okay, that's cool. Nice to meet you.
it's so good to meet you all. I'm so glad I'm here. I came in a little late just because I was having a heck of a time coming on, so I hope I'm not repeating anything, but congrats, Grace. I'm so proud of you, babe. So I second everything that everyone's been saying. This is such an incredible work to get out into the world. But I also wanted to kind of back it up with what Grace has going on in this book is also a transmission. So she's highly trained in quantum level reprogramming. She might have said that, but it has the capacity to help transform people at a deeper subconscious level when you go through the book and you receive the activations, etc. So it's just been so neat to watch her develop this and then to imbue it with the potency and power of some extra quantum level reprogramming tools that she has. And so it's a pretty big deal. So anyway, I just wanted to say that I'm so proud of you, Grace. It's been so neat to watch this develop, and I agree, it's so beautiful. Such a gorgeous book. It turned out so great. So just wanted to say that.
Awesome. Thank you.
Thank you, Erica.
So we'll go to Roberta, if you are not, and yes, you are unmuted, and then we'll go back to Grace. And then Grace, please put the link in the chat so we can all get our copy. But Roberta, my friend, take it away.
Well, I have to say, Grace, that you've been a bit of a dark horse, because I met you way at the beginning. We all got in and we're doing our talks and things. And interestingly, I always experienced you as available and communicating. It was all soft and, no push, no nothing. And now we're kind of out there. She's got the quantum field going on in there. And I'm like, oh, okay. I need to shine a light on this dark horse. And I'm just so proud of you, sister, because you were one of the people that reached out to connect early days when we were all going, what is this? And, where do we belong? And what do we do? So thank you. And I have the word steadfast. You're just steadfast. And the place that you've got yourself to, I'm just delighted. So very glad I could hop on here for this part.
Oh my
Well,
goodness.
thank you, Roberta. Thank you so much.
You're welcome, darling.
Grace, I'm going to hand the microphone back to you to share anything that you want to wrap up with. I know that you talked about this book when we were talking pre-show this week about what you hope happens in the world as a result of you writing this book. So maybe we can have that conversation, and then we can all do our reactions and our emojis and have a celebratory moment for you before we wrap up this party.
Well, I didn't want Pearl of Grace just to be a book. I wanted it to be a moment, an experience. So I created 2 additional tools: the Grace in Action workbook, which has all the deep journaling reflection. And then also, I want to shout out to Rosie because she helped to design the Grace Notes, beautiful card deck. And so with the card deck, it's for like daily inspiration. It's like really quick pearl practices. So these tools, what I wanted to do was to really help the woman to be able to soften the self-criticism and to just speak from a place of love and calm, because I'm all about relationships. Because again, you can't have a relationship if you're not communicating or having a conversation. So if we can have a deep connection, a real relationship, and I'm saying the kind of real connection where you can speak and communicate from a place of calm and love, and it's where every woman then can be able to communicate and dare to ask for what they want without the apology, without the fear, without the doubt. And so that way they are actually, communicating where they're just feeling their power, be able to speak with confidence and with clarity and with grace, and no longer needing to throw the daggers, the darts, or the fire in order to be heard and to be seen.
Let's do a round of applause on that. Kathy, I'm going to hand it over to you for just 1 minute as my co-host who's been with me all day. And then we will wrap this party up.
Well, thank you, Grace, for gracing us with your book, because the pearls of wisdom are so many and so heartfelt. And I also have your cards, which I absolutely love. I'm not sure where I got them. It might have been in a gift bag at the Oscars. I just really don't remember, but I take them out all the time because sometimes I lack a little bit of sass, or let me put it this way, it's inside and I don't always voice it. So thank you so much for giving me permission to do that and be more sassy. But yes, if you haven't gotten her book yet, absolutely, Grace, put it in the chat, because everyone needs to read this. It's one of those books that will touch your soul, and it will release it also. So thank you so much for being here. I know you've had a hard time. I really wished I'd met you in Vancouver when you won your award, so we could have celebrated that. But let's also celebrate that she won the Sassy Award in Vancouver book launch. And just thank you, everybody, for being here, for showing up, speaking up, sharing, and being part of this sisterhood. I hope you stay as part of this sisterhood, because it is it's energy giving, it's soul opening. So please become part of the sisterhood.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Thank you, Grace. We're going to wrap up. Please do your emojis and your reactions.